Christmas playlist is on low, but the vibe is anything but merry as Sanda episode 12, and quat, Pale Blue Book, and quat, thunders to a close on Prime Video like a sleigh crashing through a library window. If episode 11 was the phantom horses stampeding solitude into the festival's fractured heart, with Mita's body breaking under the burden of her no-kill oath and Ono's mutation churning in the shadows, then episode 12 is the identity crisis climax we've been galloping toward all season. Paru Itagaki's manga reaches its mid-season peak here, those chapter 33 to 35 spreads in Weekly Shonen Champion, where the and quat, Pale Blue Book and quat, motif emerges as a cursed ledger of forgotten wishes, and Science Saru turns it into a spectacle of shattered secrets and roaring crowds. The dystopian Japan of low birth rates and kid supremacy hits its boiling point. Students massed in the school's sports arena like a sea of expectant eyes, the air thick with the scent of popcorn and impending apocalypse. The EP explodes from the spire's ashes straight into the school's main ground, where the and quat, unadulterated ceremony and quat, from last EP has morphed into a full-blown student assembly, thousands of kids, from first years to the 10 shades inner circle, gathered to witness the and quat, Santa Purge and quat, Ikutemi promised. Sanda, still reeling from Black Santa's root rot serum, thorns retracted but scars throbbing, is dragged to the center by Tetsudome's shadowy committee, forced to face the horde. The fight is brutal and public. Oishibu hails post-mutation form, now a hulking, scar-petaled behemoth cheered on like a wrestling champ. Charges with praise-fueled power, his wounds blooming back to life every time students chant. And quat, Oishibu. Oishibu, and quat, the adult world's ultimate weapon, validation turning trauma into strength. Sanda's Black Santa form clashes in a whirlwind of decay touch and phantom antlers, but the crowd's energy is a double-edged sword. Every cheer for Oishibu drains Sanda's curse, the lie detection flickering like a dying bulb. The turning point. Sanda, pinned and bleeding, rips open his coat and reveals the pale blue book, a tattered ledger of Klaus's sealed wishes, now fused to his chest like a cursed tattoo. He shouts his identity to the students, and quat, I'm not your savior. I'm Santa's heir, cursed to deliver because you all won't let me go, and quat. The revelation hits like a thunderclap. Gasps ripple through the crowd, cheers faltering, eyes widening in betrayal. The curse reacts violently. Sanda's power vanishes in a flash of pale blue light, the Black Santa form dissolving into smoke, leaving him a regular teen gasping on the dirt. But the loss is momentary. The student's shock turns to confusion, then reluctant awe. And quat, he's one of us. And quat, someone whispers. The crowd's energy shifts, their cheers fracturing into murmurs of empathy, and Sanda's power surges back stronger, the curse now feeding on their understanding rather than their adoration. The confrontation escalates to the gymnasium rooftop, a dramatic ascent through empty halls, echoes of past school days haunting every step. Oishibu, weakened by the crowd's wavering, follows in a desperate lunge, his petal scars wilting. The final clash is visceral. Sanda's restored strength versus Oishibu's fading praise power, punches landing with crunching impact, rooftop tiles shattering like broken promises. Sanda doesn't kill, he doesn't have to. He forces Oishibu to confront his own loneliness, whispering and quat, the cheers aren't for you, they're for the monster they need, and quat. Oishibu collapses, petals crumbling to dust, and the episode ends on Sanda standing alone under the pale blue sky, book clutched to his chest, the crowd below silent in stunned reflection. The vibe? A thunderous reckoning. Itagaki's satire of crowd mentality and savior complexes galloping full tilt, the pale blue book as a metaphor for the weight of collective wishes. Humor sneaks in. Sanda's mid-reveal fumble. And wait, that sounded cooler in my head, and winking face a brief rooftop tumble where Oishibu's petal arm gets stuck in a vent. It's immersive, exhausting, like being in the arena yourself, heart pounding with every cheer and every silence. 12 episodes in, Sanda has evolved from quirky, dystopian Christmas romp to one of the most emotionally devastating, visually audacious series of 2025. It started with Kazushige Sanda, average teen and secret Santa hair, navigating a world where kids rule because birth rates crashed and adults are desperate parasites. Science SARU's signature style, fluid chaos, grotesque beauty, Itagaki's raw expressions, turned every power activation into psychedelic fireworks, every fight into a body horror ballet. Key arcs. Early season, EPs 1-4. Sanda's reluctant heroism, Shiori's missing friend Ono, the curse's first surges, and the introduction of the Eternal Youth Collective's horrors. Mid-season, EPs 5-8, The Raid on the Clinic, Black Santa's Birth, Mita's greenhouse heartbreak, and the lightning kiss that redefined sacrifice. Late season, EPs 9-12, Klaus's flashback ceiling, The 10 Shades' Plant Revolution, Yaguda's ultimate atonement, and now the identity reveal that flips the power dynamic. The series thrives on subversion. Santa isn't a savior. He's a curse. Love isn't redemption. It's the shackle. The pale blue book revelation in EP 12 is the payoff we've waited for. Sanda's power tied to the crowd's perception, not just the curse. It's brilliant, brutal, and beautifully bleak. Strengths: unmatched animation, character depth, Mita's mercy arc is heartbreaking perfection, and Itagaki's satire that never feels preachy. Critiques: pacing occasionally stumbles in quieter moments, and some side characters, like Amaya, get sidelined. Overall, Sanda is fall 2025's dark horse masterpiece, a Christmas horror that asks if we'd rather be saved or truly seen. If the finale delivers, it'll be legendary. Science SARU saves their biggest sakuga for the finale stretch. The arena fight is a masterclass in crowd dynamics. Thousands of animated students with individual expressions shifting from cheer to shock in real time. The pale blue book's glow casting ethereal light across faces. Oishibu's petal scar revival is grotesque beauty. Blooms unfurling like time-lapse flowers, each cheer adding veins of crimson. The rooftop duel is kinetic poetry. Dynamic camera spins, shattered tiles flying in slow-mo, the city skyline a silent witness. The identity reveal. A visual gut punch, the book tearing open in pale blue light, pages fluttering like trapped wishes, Sanda's power vanishing in a ripple effect that dims the arena lights. When it surges back, the animation inverts, blues turning to warm reds, the crowd's murmurs visualized as glowing threads reconnecting to Sanda's form. Gentle nudges. The student crowd CG occasionally feels slightly stiff in wide shots, and the book's pages could have had more legible text for manga fans. But this is peak SARU, every framer. Statement. Episode 12 is the season's emotional apex. Sanda's reveal isn't triumphant. It's terrifying. The student's shift from worship to understanding is the true power-up, but it comes at The cost of his innocence. Oishibu's defeat feels earned. Not a kill, but a release from the praise cycle. I'm obsessed with how the series has turned Santa from gift giver to burden bearer. The pale blue book as a ledger of wishes is genius. Every kid's dream a chain, every revelation a potential break. Crossing fingers for the finale. Full Klaus awakening. Ono's mutation. Resolution. Mita and Saitenme's future. If Sanda sticks the landing, it'll be the anime of 2025. Over our cafe table, mugs clinking, and this is the season that broke Santa, and made him real. Refill. We're theorizing till the credits roll, and